Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting movie that I watched a long time ago, and since I watched it, I cannot get it out of my head. That movie is a movie that is from France, and it's called Diva. It was made in 1981, but released in 1982, and I am so excited to talk about it. So before we do, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like the video, comment down below what's your favorite foreign film, or simply what's your favorite art house film. And also, if you are subscribed, be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you never ever miss a video. Now, let's get right into it. So yes, Diva is a French film. I cannot pronounce the director's name. Every director that I know from France has Jean in it. Seriously. Actor and director, most of them have Jean in their name. Like Jean. It's very interesting. I don't know why. Maybe something to do with the state, or I don't know. Anyway, getting off point. The movie is about this guy who, has like a tape recorder, and he goes one night to like a opera, Diva, and divas in this time were not like the divas now with that costume. They were basically just people who sang on stage. That's basically it. They just sang on stage and presented their amazing voice. Those were divas back then. So this guy basically records a record of the diva's voice, and which she does not want because she doesn't believe in her voice being recorded or anything, so she forbids it. So anyone who tries to do it will get in prison or get in trouble. So he does it anyway just because he thinks she has an amazing voice. Then he gets caught up in a confusion with some gangsters and crime lords, and then they are after him. So this movie is actually really cool. I mean, this story is very simple. A guy records a tape. The tape, is not allowed to be made because the person does not want her voice to be recorded. But then he gets confused. Actually, no, the gangsters get confused with him with another person, and now he's hunted to be killed by these people. So it's a very straightforward film. But this film, instead of just making the typical crime movie, the typical kind of dark crime movie, this movie is more of an art house movie than any other genre. This movie has fantastic set pieces. I mean, there's the main character lives in basically an abandoned building where he does literally anything. He has these kind of beautiful pictures on the floor. He has a bathtub in the middle of nowhere. It's amazing set pieces. Very, very creative. It's kind of like if you took Pulp Fiction, A Clockwork Orange without the weirdness, just the creativity and the set designs, and other crime films, and you put them together and you make this film. And I love how the character in this movie, he's the main character. He's not this kind of I know it all person. He's just a guy who records and has a job, and that gets tangled up in this whole horrible situation. And for the most part, he does not really, I don't know, he doesn't have a final battle or anything. His friends help him out throughout the whole film. And this leads to a very interesting kind of journey for him, because you have him in the beginning, he's a normal guy, and then you have him in the middle of the film, which takes a while, which I'll get into later. You have him being chased by these guys, and then in the last part you have him being helped by his friends, trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And in the end, it makes for a very creative, original, and exciting film. Also, I will have to point out that this is probably the Pulp Fiction of France. If there was ever a film that was close to Pulp Fiction in both originality and kind of I don't know, something about the film, the art house kind of feel of a film, this will probably be the closest thing to Pulp Fiction. The Pulp Fiction France, is the Pulp Fiction is America, and then Diva is basically the Pulp Fiction of France. Except that is very, very original. Also, this movie looks fantastic. I mean, I watched the movie on a copied cassette tape. I'll show you. So one of these, you basically you record this on TV and then you can watch it. My dad actually recorded lots of these. I'm not sure we still have Diva because it was not in great quality, but after I saw the film, I went on and watched a couple parts of the film, and it looks amazing. I mean, there's candy colors. I mean, you know how Edgar Wright, in Baby Driver, he has all these bright candy colors. Diva is basically the same thing. It's a beautifully shot movie. The cinematography is awesome. The set design, the colors, everything looks fantastic. It's a beautiful movie. Anyway, I have like a couple of these. This is the Baghdad Cafe from 1988. I might actually review this one these days. This is Down by Law, which I actually did review from 1986. A really good indie film. And Run Lola Run, which I think you guys know because it's one of the most famous indie films, and most influential indie films. And yeah, actually on the topic of indie film, I found this movie very inspirational because here's the thing: I like indie movies because let's say this movie is made on a $1.7 million budget, and when you see this movie, you're gonna be like, how did they do it? Like I mean, like the money's different in different countries, but like 1.7 million with like the stuff they are able to do in this movie is freaking unthinkable. It's amazing, and I love it. And I find indie films very inspirational because you get to see how directors like do things, and then you go like, oh, I would like to, do my own film now. It's very inspirational. It makes you go like, I want to make a movie. I want to make my own indie film. I want to show people what I have. And also the story is very inspirational because story is simple, but it has so many creativity. But because that it becomes super inspirational to anyone who really wants to become a screenwriter or director. Another thing that I really like about this movie is that there is a early role by the guy who was in Delicatessen. I reviewed that movie a while ago. Is that clown guy from Delicatessen? I'm not sure if you know the movie. But if you watch the review, then you probably know. He's in this movie, and he plays one of the goons that try to kill this main character. Also, I enjoy as main character. Just saying. And yeah, so... yeah, cool. But... my only flaws with this movie, there's only few flaws, okay? The bad quality, just because of the set tape, is not really with the movie, just because, it's bad quality. Anyway, the only two flaws I have with this movie is that the first 30 minutes of this movie are really, really, really slow. I mean, it takes a time before the story gets into action. And in the first, hour, there's barely any action. Maybe just people getting killed by knives being thrown at them, or just very kind of, mild action. And then throughout, the second half, it's more, car chases and explosions and stuff like that. Anyway, those are my only real flaws with this movie. And, that doesn't really, affect the movie a whole lot, because I get to see how the director operates and how, he was making this very art housey kind of film, like a crime art house kind of romance, and kind of different film, a very creative and original film. And those flaws are easy to look by. Many movies are slow in the beginning and then they get better. So yeah, those are not really huge flaws. I can look by those. Another thing that I really like about this movie is the dialogue. I mean, this whole movie is in French, but I had the subtitles, so I was able to understand what they were saying. And there's this 5-minute sequence where a guy explains how to properly put butter on a baguette. I mean, you don't get these scenes anymore in movies, how the character teaches another character how to do one thing, or a very simple thing that anybody in this world can do. I mean, that is just wow. That right there is amazing. I mean, 5 minutes how to show a guy how to put butter on a baguette. That's amazing. That is so awesome. I find that really cool because few directors are given the chance to do a scene like that in a movie. Many people find that as boring. I find that as very kind of, I don't know, something about it is really interesting. And that's why I really like this movie. That has a lot of interesting scenes and a lot of interesting ideas that are perfectly put together to make a very awesome film. So that's why I'm giving Diva a A-. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, any holiday you celebrate. Happy holidays to you guys, and I'll see you guys again soon. And remember, peace out.